Live from Fargo and serving you on TV, online, and on the go. This is Valley News Live at 5.
No candidates have been declared, but speculation begins over who will be the next governor of North Dakota. Good evening and thanks for joining us. Over the past 5 years, North Dakota has enjoyed one of the strongest economies in the country. The state will, however, have a new leader to try to move the state forward come next year. Governor Jack Dalrymple announced today that he will not seek re-election in 2016. In a statement, the Castleton native says that he and his wife want to spend more time with family. His term is set to end December 15th of 2016. Well, it finally ended, but stocks are down sharply after a chaotic day. It took a huge plunge today, leaving many folks wondering about their retirement and 401k plans. At one point, the Dow Jones crashed over 1,000 points before recovering, but still closing down nearly 600 points. The nosedive was triggered by fears over signs of China's economy continuing to weaken. Valley News Team's Neil Carlson has a reaction from the experts on what all this means for your money and what you should do about it.
To put things into perspective, the S&P lost about 5% of its value during the past 2 trading days, compared to a 49% drop following the housing finance crash of 2008.
With the movements in markets today is largely more a story of the global connections in finance rather than a story about weakness in the overall U.S. economy. The U.S. economy is showing, I think, some signs of being stronger than people anticipated.
And while it's no fun to take a look at what's happened to the value of your 401k or other stock investments over the past few days, as always, the experts say your best bet is to keep your money where it is.
In fact, we were looking the other day, 5%, with 5% corrections in the market, there's been 21 5% corrections since 2009. So in the last 6 years, 21 times where the market's dropped 5% or more.
And Kraft says while it's not fun to watch your money drive away, trying to jump in and out of the market just doesn't work.
It's not fun and it's not, it's not exciting for people, but if it's long-term retirement money, 401k money, you just have to stay the course and leave it where it's at.
But our own domestic story isn't one right now that says, oh, we have that level of, say, 1929 or 2008 concern about us yet.
In Grand Forks, Neil Carlson, Valley News Live.
Both the S&P 500 and Dow Jones averages touched their lowest points in the past year and a half today before recovering some of those losses. Well, to our weather, it's a chilly day out there in the valley, and Hutch says that some places could be hitting the 30s in the coming day or so. So much for summer, I guess. Let's talk to Hutch Johnson to get the latest. Hutch?
Thanks so much, Stephanie. Just know this, if you leave your window cracked open during the overnight hours, we'll have some very crisp overnight low temperatures as we have dry air and cool air around the region. Highs today only in the low 60s in Bemidji, mid 60s for Roseau. We did crack the 70-degree nut here in Fargo at 72 degrees today. Here's a look at wind speeds. Yes, it was gusty, especially east of town with gusts over 35 miles per hour throughout the day. So not as gusty as the weekend. That condition will continue to improve. Temperatures right now range from 57 chilly degrees in Badette to those low 70s here in Fargo. Planning forecast as we wait for the sun to set. Temperatures will quickly fall through the 60s. So a cool and breezy evening. Decreasing wind and clouds overnight leads to some pretty chilly overnight lows. I'll have details on that and the rest of our week's outlook here in just a few minutes.
We haven't felt that crispness for quite a while.
That's for sure.
All right, thanks, Hutch. Well, the wind created a challenge for Barnesville firefighters this afternoon at a wheat field fire there. The 40 acres of straw caught fire from a spark when someone was welding nearby. Now, 10 volunteer firefighters responded for nearly 2 hours. The assistant fire chief says they could have used 10 extra people because the wind kept blowing the flames in various directions.
Pretty heavy winds, 40+ mile-an-hour gusts out here the way it looks, and wind switched on us a number of times, so we were putting windrows out, putting some of the same fire out 3 and 4 times, and a little bit short-handed, but guys really worked hard.
Now, the assistant fire chief says the chief was sent to the hospital for a burning ember or grasshopper in the ear, but the assistant chief says he will be okay. Fires destroyed a building at the Willow Bank Hutterite Colony. That's in Lemoore County, North Dakota. The Edgeley Assistant Fire Chief says the call came in between 8:30 and 9 a.m. and the building was engulfed in flames by the time that fire crews arrived on scene. It's a total loss, but much of the equipment inside was saved before the fire got out of control. The Willowbank Hutterite colony is located about 10 miles southeast of Edgeley. Now, the cause of the fire is still under investigation. An elderly man hit by a car in a Fargo parking lot has died. 84-year-old Donald Byer from Breckenridge, Minnesota, was walking in the Lowe's parking lot Friday afternoon when he was hit by a car driven by a Detroit Lakes woman. Police say Byer suffered a head injury and was taken to the hospital. He died yesterday. The crash is still under investigation, but so far, no charges have been filed. 9 teens are injured and one of them transported to the hospital by helicopter. That's after a rollover last night. It happened in Wright County, Minnesota, about 10 o'clock last night. According to authorities, all 9 victims are between the ages of 15 and 17. The teens were in a pickup, 2 were in the cab, but the 7 others were riding in the truck bed. All 9 victims were brought to various hospitals. The driver was a 16-year-old boy, and he was brought to the Hennepin County Medical Center by helicopter. He's currently in satisfactory condition. This crash is still under investigation. A scam that cost more than $120,000 in losses to some area financial institutions could be coming back. That's according to the Fargo Police Department. They're warning the community of a scam, saying that homeless or low-income day laborers are convinced to cash fraudulent checks. They call it Operation Homeless. The same scam was found back in December of 2014 through February of 2015. With the possibility of a comeback, police say to be very cautious when cashing checks for acquaintances or third parties. Financial institutions and day labor businesses have been notified. This is a busy week for colleges and universities in the Valley as fall semester gets going for thousands of students and staff. Officials at Minnesota State University Moorhead say they expect enrollment at the school to be about 6,000. That's a slight decrease from last year. Classes kicked off this morning at MSUM. While the undergraduate program numbers are a little off, school officials say the number of students in graduate programs is up. They say that's a function of fewer high school graduates and a strong job market. Meanwhile, across the river, NDSU President Dean Brashani and Student Body President Eric McDaniel led a procession of students this afternoon through the university gates, serving as a symbolic beginning to the school year and college career for these young people. From there, the gathering moved to the steps of Putnam Hall, where NDSU's first students went to class in September 1891. A beautiful morning, yellow freshman beanies, and an enthusiastic gathering around the bell tower. That was the scene as Concordia's new crop of students prepared for another school year. And one of the ways that they did that was by volunteering. It's called the Hands for Change program. It's been a part of the first week of school for 22 years. These young people are gathering to get their assignment and then fan out across the community to help people and organizations. In all, there are more than 30 service projects getting the students' attention.
It's been a really great day for them to get to know their peers and get to bond over not only doing work, but serving the community in a way that really leaves an impact for them.
Now, among the places students are working, the Fargo Air Museum, the Emergency Food Pantry, and the Ronald McDonald House. For both students and parents, college can be a tough transition. NDSU Student Success Program employees say students should try attending campus activities to meet some new friends. Parents should encourage their college student to make decisions on their own instead of relying on others. And during the first semester, it's about taking some risks.
Taking the risk to say hello to somebody, to talk to somebody in class, to set up a study group. Those things really help them to forge a connection to campus and to grow.
Students are also encouraged to use their gym or wellness center membership to keep both their bodies and minds healthy.